kind of crazy to me how much difference a year can make. 1 year ago, I had just discovered AI filters. I did like my first one. On this day, October 19th, and I didn't realize that we had lined up right to the very beginning of me posting on social media. This is where it started. It was very shortly after this day last year that I got the Negan jacket and got my first costume together because I was determined to have a good Halloween because I hadn't celebrated it at all in years. I had been a shut-in, a recluse for years. And that was the first holiday that came up that made me want to try. So I got my Negan outfit together, and it didn't work out all the way. All of my plans fell through that Halloween. I tried so hard and nothing worked out. But it didn't stop me. Not even close. But I was so determined, and that determination never really left. I'm still determined. I'm as keyed up for this Halloween as I was for that one. Only this time my plans aren't falling through, they're lining up. What a difference a year makes. And I had other areas in my life totally together back then that I'm now trying to get back. And I have areas in my life now that are totally together now that weren't even close back then. It's like some things flipped and some things shifted and some things just aren't a problem anymore. But it was all meant to be exactly where it is right now. This is exactly how things were supposed to go, and sometimes you have to give in some areas in order to balance another. That's just how it works. But we never stopped. This year has been a whirlwind of change and growth and people coming in and out. But what never stopped was the awakening, was the energetic shift, was the integration. We never stopped. We're still going. King of Cups, Ace of Wands. And that's not going to end here, and this may not even be the last chapter, King of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. This new stability, this balancing of energies, this spilling over of the cup came after a period of upheaval. Butterfly. This transition was hard, and we had to fight. And I heard a quote the other day, the universe, with the witch. I heard a quote the other day that was like, you only have to slay as many dragons as you think you're going to have to slay. And the message there was that the less problems or obstacles you give yourself mentally, the less you have to actually deal with. And that's not always true. Sometimes it is, though. I think that there's some things you're meant to face. There are some obstacles you are destined to overcome or to grow with. For example, that guy that I beefed with so hard 5 years ago that I ran into in a random parking lot the other day. That then and now would not have been possible. It would not have been possible without everything that happened. Without those battles, without those dragons to fight, we never could have transformed in order to show him how to transform. And I think part of this part of this, because I looked a year ago, and a year ago I hadn't dealt with any of my like dietary issues. I was doing keto, yes, but I was not doing it in the healthiest way. It was a lot of not eating. It was a lot of not giving myself what my body needed, which is, I think, in the end why I got hurt. Because I was trying to gain muscle and lose fat, and I was trying to not eat. And when I was eating, it's not enough to like replenish the body. And I looked at the video of my very first like filter, AI filter, and I was a lot thinner back then. Even then, before I had lost the bulk of the weight, I was still a lot thinner than I am now. I gained most of that back, and it's a lot more muscle now, but I got some extra padding here. And I'm not ashamed of that. You know, I'm not insecure. I don't feel bad within myself, within my body. I'm happy. And that's something I didn't have back then, because no matter how much weight I lost, it was never enough, because I was chasing a number on a scale. I wasn't focused on my happiness. I was trying. Self-love was still very much in progress then. And I think unconditional self-love had to be proven by this reversion. Because nothing else in my life is the same. My mentalities, my habits, none of it. None of it's the same. And that is what he saw. But physically, my body's in different proportions than it was back then. I did not have a lot of muscle when he saw me last. Now I do. But I still have a very average physique at the moment. You know, it's not like I need to cut pretty hard in order for a lot of those muscles to really become visible. You can tell there's a difference in body composition. But I wouldn't say that I look ripped. You know what I mean? What he was forced to realize was that the difference was energetic. What he was seeing was a change in habit, a change in mentality, a change in depression versus not depression. And I think that's what Spirit wanted to showcase. The potential. Because in my mind, from where I'm at now, it looks like every other area in my life got better, except for this one. That one slid backwards, while everything else shot forwards. And it's easy for it to look like that, to feel like that, for that to be the mentality. Like with body dysmorphia, it's really easy to look in that mirror and go, damn, I regressed. But it's not really a regression. It's an upward spiral. And you cannot fall to those kind of distractions. I've been taking a break. Probably, I think this is the second week that I've just been focusing entirely on cardio, doing my walks, and I've been trying to plan out and reorchestrate exactly which days, because I'm going to start workup next week. I'm trying to figure out which days with yoga and my walks, I'm going to have to pick a certain number of rest days and stick to those and have that line up with my new schedule. And then I'm going to get back into my lifting routine, but I'm going to switch up the exercises. So I've been taking this last week to contemplate how I'm going to do that. I'm going to rest up a little bit more before I jump my weights up again and switch exercises. But this rest period has me thinking about then and now. A year ago, it was right around a year ago that I pushed myself too hard and hurt myself. This time I'm more careful. This time I'm less concerned with the number on the scale, and I'm more concerned about how I feel. This time last year, I was living in fear that I wasn't going to be attractive, and now I'm good. I feel good about myself. And that's not a fear that I have anymore.